So you're looking for a new trigger and you're possibly thinking about getting the Rise Iconic. Well, I got one here today. We're going to test it out. I also have another rifle with a Geissele SSAE in it. And we're going to take a look at the two triggers. Obviously, the Rise is a kind of a hybrid two-stage, single-stage trigger, and the Geissele is a two-stage trigger. So we're going to take a look at how both of them prep to the wall and how they break and how they reset. So let's take a quick look at it, and maybe this will help you make a decision of whether or not you want to pick one up. Shout out to Rise. They did send me the Iconic trigger for free to use in the review of this video. So regardless of that, this is going to be my opinion and only my opinion on this trigger, and it has nothing to do with receiving the product for free. So stick around and let's take a look at what this thing can do. All right, so first off, in this firearm here, we have the Geissele SSAE. Both of these firearms are hot right now. Let me drop the mags real quick. There is nothing in either chamber. No mag in this gun. We'll set this aside for right now. And we'll do the same here for this one. This firearm is clear. So here you see we have the Rise Iconic trigger in here, and you'll see that it's got the cutout on the trigger, and it also has the trigger pad here, which is going to be for your first stage. So I'm going to load these up. I'm going to send a few shots down. I'll get a close-up on the trigger, and I'm going to pull with just my fingertips so you guys can see the trigger, if there's any creep, what the break is like, and then I'll do the same thing with the Geissele trigger just so you can have a comparison with Geissele, because I know a lot of guys run Geissele. So let's set this aside for right now. If you guys want any laser engraved mags, go visit my website, c4armory.com. We could do a bunch of different engravings. Shameless plug. For the purpose of this video, I'm running KCI mags. If you like these, go visit KCI. They were nice enough to send a bunch of these out, so shout out to KCI. All right. Let's get the sling out of the way. Go on safe, get one in the chamber. And I'm going to get set up here. Hang tight for 1 second. I'm going to zoom in on the trigger so you guys can get a better view of it. Okay, first we're going to start out with the Geissele trigger. We're going to see what this looks like with the two-stage SSAE, and then we're going to compare it to the Iconic. So we'll stand by. All right. So here's our prep on the Geissele SSAE. Okay, right there. There's your wall and the break. And the reset. Wall. Break. One more time. Reset. Take up to the wall. And the break. Okay. Now let's switch over to the Rise Iconic. Okay, here's the Iconic. Gonna come off safe. Now you see you have the trigger pad here. This is what is gonna move for your first stage. So you'll see it's a very little bit of movement there. There's your wall. And then here comes the break. Okay, and then let's check out the reset. There's your reset. You can feel it pop forward. It's a pretty positive push. Then back to your wall here with the take up. And then the break. Here's your reset again. Pushes it right out. Back to the wall. One more time for the break. And your reset. And that's it. You can see that's all the movement that you have in there. So we'll come back to safe. All right, there you have it. So that's how this Rise Iconic performs in comparison to the Geissele SSAE. So again, this is more of a two-stage hybrid trigger where your trigger prep is really just this front pad here that's coming into contact with the larger part of the rear of the trigger, and then the brake is very short, very crisp, and then on the reset you have a very positive push forward of that front pad and a very crisp brake. So the big thing for this trigger with me is I wanted to compare it against something I would put into a more of a, I want to say combat rifle, but that's a little bit ridiculous because I'm not going into combat, but something more like a range CQB type of setup, and I wanted to get it in that type of a platform. This way I could prep my trigger the way I like to do, and then take my shots. So if this is something that appeals to you, I think it's a phenomenal option. I think I'm going to keep it in this rifle, and I'm going to run it for a while and see how it holds up long term. The date right now, I think it's the 16th of August and 2025. So I'm going to keep this in here for a bit, just so we know when I put it in here. I give you the date, and then as time progresses, if you guys want to drop some comments below in the later months and see how it's holding up, see if I'm still running it, you can do that. I'll answer those for you. So yeah, again, just go check out Rise Armament, grab yourself one. Also, shout out to Gat Monkey. If you haven't heard of them, go check them out, gatmonkey.com. They have a bunch of different slings that are pretty awesome. They have padded and non-padded versions. This one's a non-padded version. And shout out to Allied Threads Co. If you haven't checked them out, you'll know that if you watch me, I'm basically a brand ambassador for them. I run the Allied Threads Virginia page. So if you're looking for some cool apparel, some cool masks to make some content, check out alliedthreadsco.com. You need any magazines, go visit my website, c4armory.com. We also do various other laser engravings. So if you're in the area of Chesterfield, Virginia, in the Richmond area, come give us a shout. Until the next time, guys, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.